Hello, my name's Eric, and this is the official I&D Aquatics AF4 Food Prep Guide. The AF4 is the only automated frozen fish food feeder on the market, and we're capable of keeping food fresh for up to 21 days right in here. Now, we do that using refrigerated saltwater technology. There's a couple steps required to get this ready to go in here. This video will cover all those steps, so let's dive in. Before we get into the different ways of loading the AF4, I want to go over a couple things we have, accessories that will make your life much easier when coming to storing and prepping food. First thing I'm going to show you is this lid. It's a silicone lid. It fits very snugly over the top of the reservoir, and it will save you a lot of headaches if you have this in the refrigerator and that happens. If not for the lid, this would be all over the place and that would be disgusting. The lid, no spills, completely dry. It's got a nice seal. It'll prevent any sort of messes from happening when you're storing the food in your fridge. In addition to that, we've got this rack. Holds 3 with lids. Right now I don't have lids on all 3, but holds 3 and keeps them really stable in there. Without the rack, they are freestanding, but they can tip and tip all the way. So this rack keeps them organized, keeps them upright, and just looks good. All right, getting into food prep. So quick load. I'm gonna use this clear cup just so it's easy to see. This is, you guys get a smoke cup with measurement markings. This one doesn't have that. To load it quickly, all you do, pour the food in. Pour the food in, and if you don't want to dilute it, you don't have to. This is only 6 cubes. It won't fill up too much of the cup. You probably want to add some dilution. So what you're gonna do is take some high salinity water, which is 1.026, 1.03 even, because these cubes are made with RO water. So when you add the salt water to the cubes, the salinity of your salt water is going to go down. So if you had 1.026, it might go down to 1.024. Anyways, I don't usually dilute more than 10. Sometimes I go up to 20, 30. Depends how loose you want the slurry to be. So add a little bit of water in there. And next step, you throw it in the AF4 and you can let them thaw in the unit. If you're using setting number 2, like we recommend, this will all be thawed. So setting number 2 right here, this will all be thawed by the next day. So within 24 hours, you'll have enough of it to be thawed to be used the following day without any other interaction from you. You're ready to go. You can leave the house, you can do whatever you need to do. It will take care of the rest. Now, if you chose to use setting 1, you've got to make sure that is in slurry form ahead of time with the quick load. So quick load, we definitely recommend using setting 2 or higher, and you're done. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, next one we're going to show you is the best practice load, or the same way you'd load it if you're going to try and do maximum duration or maximum fill. So each of these reservoirs holds 200 milliliters. You can see on the side, we've got the measuring marks for max fill. That keeps it below this cutout for the feed tube and the temperature probe. Now, what you want to do if you're trying to get maximum duration out of this is fill as many cubes as you can, put it in the fridge, or you can leave it at room temperature if you're in a little bit more of a hurry. Let it thaw. Once it thaws, your cubes might have been up to the max fill line. Once it thaws, it'll come way down. Repeat that process until this is as full as you want it to be. Then, once you've got as much food as you want in there, take your very high salinity salt water, 1.026, 1.030, something around there, and dilute it as much as you feel like you need to. If you're using brine shrimp or mysis shrimp, the dilution is minimal. You don't need to dilute much at all. One quick thing, try to avoid foods with the gel binders in there because they kind of clump up. They don't quite break down as well as the pure foods. Anything San Francisco Bay brand, Hikari, anything that's just pure food in there and water is what you want to use. So long duration or maximum fill, what you want to do Get fresh salt water that hasn't come, that's not from the aquarium. You want it as pristine as possible when you're filling this up. So good water, step one. Step two is you let this thaw, preferably in the fridge. If you don't have time for that, you can thaw it at room temperature till you have it as filled as you want it to be. And then once it's fully slurry form, you can put it in the unit and you can select the snowflake icon here, and you don't have to worry about it icing over. And you can use this thing for up to 21 days on that snowflake setting. Anything beyond that, you're risking contaminating the food from spoiling. All right, let's get into preparing sheet food, because I know a lot of people like to use sheet food. All right, sheet food. This stuff is really high quality, and I know a lot of people like to use sheet food, and you can use it with the A4. It just involves a little bit more work than if you were to use cube foods. All you gotta do, and the reason for that is, you can see in here, it's got some ununiform size pieces of food, some really big chunks in there. So basically all you gotta do is take a knife, chop it up. And then once you've done that, you can just take that, and drop it in there. Yeah, make sure you use your best kitchen knife for this, and nice cutting board. That's sure to score you points at home. I don't recommend doing that. You should have a designated knife and designated cutting board, which I do not. Then with the sheet food, see, it's not really melting too well. What you want to do is dilute this with more than normal water. You've got to experiment with whatever sheet food you're using and how much water to dilute with, and I would not go with sheet food unattended for your first couple of uses. Like, figure out what works for you and make sure you're chopping it small enough, and then you should be good to go. For the most reliable, definitely go with cube food, because it's all kind of uniform sizes and we've tested it really, really well with it. Sheet food works well, you just got to prep it like we just showed you, and that's it. You can add additives like this in with the food, no problems. It can take anything that you would normally add with food, you can put in there. Sometimes additives that you want to be refrigerated, like Phyto, you can add that in there as well, and it will be dosed along with the food. If you'd like to pick up any of this stuff, we have it available at our website. Like I said, this lid is extremely handy for preventing catastrophes in your fridge. If you want to store more food, the A4 comes with one reservoir. If you want more, we sell 3 packs bundled with this convenient holder, or just 3 packs by themselves if you don't want to use the holder. All right, this concludes the A4 food prep guide. I hope that answered any questions you might have had about how the A4 works and what's required to get the food ready to go in there. If you've got any other questions, shoot us an email at hello@indaquatics.com, and thanks for watching.